Damn. Life comes at you fast. Diego Pavia, it appears he may be looking for another line of work as he may go undrafted. Now, I'm sure if he goes undrafted, he'll end up on somebody's practice squad. But this dude was a Heisman finalist, and a lot of the antics he pulled post that did not boil over well, and he is already very small. He did himself no favors with his antics. And it's coming to bite him in the you-know-what as he is slated to go undrafted. Todd Mcshay absolutely unloaded on him. We got to break this thing down, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. Here it says, Diego Pavia might have to end his career after Draft Insider reveals honest truth. For a Heisman finalist who dominated the SEC, Diego Pavia hoped that his heroics last year will put him in a favorable position in the draft. The Vandy QB was the architect of Clark Lea's team's success. However, NFL future is still shockingly bleak, according to one of the top draft insiders. Todd Mcshay said, "I'm not drafting Pavia in the NFL." Todd Mcshay said on the Triple Option podcast, February 17th, "I'd be shocked if he's an NFL starter. I don't even know how much value you have as a backup, if I'm being completely honest. It's hard to say that because I have so much respect for what he did in the SEC and the way he overcame what he had to overcome. I don't know if it's the UFL. Damn, the UFL? Wow. He said the UFL. He said, I don't know if it's the UFL or what it is, but I hate the fact that it'll be the end of his career because he's just a really good football player." According to Mcshay, while Pavia is a gunslinger in practice, he struggles to make NFL-level throws in one-on-ones, with his passes lacking the necessary juice to drive the ball downfield. Pavia's biggest roadblock right now is his height. He's measured at 5'9" at the Senior Bowl, which is clearly not the 6'1" Vanderbilt claimed he was. NFL teams do not usually draft quarterbacks at that height unless they produce something exceptional like Bryce Young or Russell Wilson, or even Kyler Murray for that much. Let's take a listen to this here.
I'm not drafting in the NFL. I'll be shocked if he's an NFL starter. I don't even know how much value you have as a backup, if I'm being...
Pardon.
I'm not drafting in the NFL. I'll be shocked if he's an NFL starter. I don't even know how much value you have as a backup, if I'm being completely honest. But he's just a damn good football player, and it's hard to say that because I have so much respect for what he did in the SEC and the way he overcame what he had to overcome. And I don't know if it's in, the UFL or what it is, but like, I'd hate the fact that like that might be the end of his career because he's just a really good football player.
Man, yeah. I mean, he's a good player, but he's small and he's not the Kyler Murray level athlete or none of that. Let's get it.
I don't think Diego Pavia can play quarterback in the NFL. You watch him during team sessions and you watch him during some of the 7-on-7 stuff. And there's some fun things to watch, man. Arm angle changes, on the move, initial play breaks down. He just has unbelievable instincts. And I think that's part of what made him so special at Vanderbilt, why they won all those games. But when you watch him just like the one-on-one, 7-on-7s, having to drive the ball, NFL throws, it's not the same as the other guys. It's tough to see because it's not like he did it in the WAC or FCS. He did it in the SEC. So it's hard to say definitively, like, this guy can't play in the NFL. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you watch him out there, you just start to wonder, like, are the limitations going to be too much at the next level?
This is why scouts come down to see these players. This is why scouts go to games. They want to get on the field and they want to get next to these players and really see what they look like. And when you're standing...
See, man, Diego Pavia, man, this is the thing where I think he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, too, with some of his comments and things of that nature. He didn't do himself many favors, man. And when you are not a super duper talent, you kind of got to tread lightly and play the game the right way. You know what I mean? And I don't think he did that.
Next to Diego Pavia, he's small to the point where, here's the other thing. Kyler Murray was small and got drafted first overall by the Cardinals, and
Kyler Murray was also like 4.4 speed, rifle for an arm.
Like Kyler Murray was a unique talent that was able to play at that size, and honestly, I think you can make the argument that it hasn't gone as well as, they had hoped. Right. If you're Pavia, you don't have that same skill set. So there's that. And teams are looking at you as a potential backup now instead of a starter. And then when you're getting to a potential backup, you want someone who's going to be, someone who's going to run your offense, who's, going to fit into that backup role. And someone that's small, I don't think you're going to want to put in that backup role as someone who could be potentially a starter down the road or someone that can come in and win a couple games for you. I just think that it's different.
I don't think Diego Pavia.
Damn, man. Damn, Diego. Yeah, you might have to look for a jizz, bro.
Addition of Carnell Tate to that offense.
Yeah, I mean, Tate, to be honest.
But there's depth throughout, and there's some speed guys. Zachariah Branch at Georgia.
Now Mel Kiper did say this draft is really deep at the receiver position. I think Jordan Tarsis is the best wide receiver in this draft. I like Mekhi Lemon a lot too, though.
I like more than some others do. He said, well, didn't get down the field enough. Well, they were bubble screens. That's what he did. And he's a great return man. Kick returns are huge in the NFL these days. And also Brendan Thompson out of Mississippi State's another kid who can fly and had a huge year with the Bulldogs. But you look at that list, Carnell Tate, it's going to be interesting. Did the Tennessee Titans take him at 4? Did the Giants take him at 5? If you need a guy, Rich, who can get open, run great routes, and catch the football. We see guys have gone to first round and dropped too many balls. Carnell Tate doesn't drop a football. So that dependability, that reliability is going to be huge if he goes to Cam Ward or if he goes to Jackson Dart. They're going to really like that addition of Carnell Tate to that offense.
Yeah, I mean, Tate, to be honest with you, as a Michigan fan, he's the receiver that would scare me the most over the last couple of years after JSN departed. Because, Jeremiah Smith, as great as he is, and we're going to end up talking about him in a draft down the road as a possible top pick in the draft, even crazier from a wide receiver, depending on what the quarterback position looks like. He's that good. At least he's been that good for sure, that you could potentially double him and take him out, and then Carnell Tate will just tear you a new one. That guy is the real deal, Mel. There's no doubt about it.
And next year, we thought quarterback was going to be this year. Quarterback's going to be next year. It fizzled out this year, Rich. But you mentioned Jeremiah Smith. You're going to have Arch Manning. You're going to have Dante Moore, Morgan. You're going to have quarterbacks up there at the top. And Jeremiah Smith in any year is going to go high. But those quarterbacks, because obviously the value of that position, the most important position in any sport in the world, will go a little higher possibly.
All right. So let's take a look at your first mock draft. Mm-hmm. And you still have Fernando Mendoza being the top pick in the draft, and then you do have the Giants going and grabbing Carnell Tate because Robert Sala's first pick as a Tennessee Titans HC is for the defense. You got the Jets choosing Arvell Reese out of the Ohio State, who is just as dynamite as they come, and Mauri Goa going to Arizona at 3. But let's linger at Mendoza first. And what's your evaluation of this kid, the Heisman Trophy winner and undefeated national champion out of Indiana, Mel?
He did everything that you needed to do to solidify that spot. I had Dante Moore slightly ahead after that Penn State game. Remember that great game Dante Moore had up at Happy Valley? So once I had him there, I had to wait for Dante to struggle. Well, even when he had some struggles, he had that great drive late. He had to deal with a lot of bad weather and injuries on the offensive side of the ball for Oregon. So I couldn't take him off that spot, but I had him neck and neck. Then the end of the year, you saw what Fernando Mendoza was able to do, finishing it off. So he becomes solidly the number 1 quarterback. Dante made a great decision. Not enough starts at 20. Go back to Oregon. Be right there with Arch as the number 1 pick next year. So now it's all about Fernando Mendoza.
Man, I think Mendoza is just gonna be all right. I see Jared Goff in. But Diego Pavia might be looking for a job in the real world very soon, man. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. This Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.